forcing that program is on the shoulders of the broadcaster. So you are not supposed to be paying airtime to the broadcaster. You know, yes, you know, you're not supposed to be paying this thing to the broadcaster because he's supposed to be paying you. See, but in the next few years, yes, the stations are supposed to pay you. Listen, wait.
Thank you. I just want
to add there's no switch. That if I don't anchor this one, I don't want to be misquoted. If the station finds your program good enough for their own broadcasting, they should pay you. They should acquire it or they commission you.
Thank you.
So if they have adverts into it, whatever that advert is not your business. It's their business.
Okay, just to say, I want to make a contribution. Why this is not a new.
You're taking back your original.
But this it's the same.
I think I've said this.
Yes.
I've not said
I want to my contribution.
I've not said something.
In this era,
yes,
where the regulatory bodies have a lot of them are beginning to step up their game.
Yes.
For example, you saw what CBN did to 5 banks that illegally moved money. You saw the fine that was placed on Guinness for housing decayed and soured raw materials. The same thing, NAFDAC and all of them. We are saying that your regulatory step up your game because you said 80% local content. Now, inside of that 80%, we are supposed to see a proper programming spread for a station that says, I am a Miss Grill. If you are Miss Grill, it means that you are saying you have children's program about 2 hours a day. You have documentaries, you have history, you have all manner of programming. You have science fiction. You need to regulate in detail. That will give business to all forms of producers. And that will also ensure that the children's belt remain a children's belt. And that they will invest in content so that there are reports every month that, oh, this month we have complied with regulation. In our 80% spread, we dedicated 10% to children, 2% to movies, 1% to news, not a station that talks from morning till night and the station describes itself as Miss Grill. Thank you.
Yes. Sorry, give me 2 minutes. There are 2 things. 30 okay, 30 seconds. What I'm trying to, when you help the stations to structure their programming like this, where will the program?
Miss Grill. Thank you.
Yes. Sorry, give me 2 minutes. There are 2 things. 30 okay, 30 seconds. What I'm trying to, when you help the stations to structure their programming like this, where will the programs come from? It's from them. It's from them. So if they don't have, you cannot say, I shot. Listen to me now. When you cannot say, I sanction you because you don't have children's program. Wait now, listen to me. The code already provides for the number of hours children, youth, and women. None of the stations can boast of children program now.
Okay, thank you. Let's anchor it there. Thank you very much.
1 minute, sorry. Please, listen to me.
Hey.
This discussion continues.
Yes, yes.
But one thing I want you to understand is, for those of you who are on, you are talking of stepping up now. For those of you who are on TV, have.
Okay, so sorry, if they don't comply with that, are there no sanctions?
Wait now. You see, let me tell you, this one you are saying, if I sanction a section and say, okay, I shut you down, your program won't go on air again. No, because the game saying 1 minute. Sorry, please. Listen to me.
Hey.
This discussion continues.
Yes, yes.
But one thing I want you to understand is, for those.
Please give my panelists a round of applause now. Come on.
Every of the panels so heated. Yes, every one of them. There's not been any.
You are talking of stepping up now. For those of you transmitting your program, tells you that this training is coming, so you have to attend.
Okay.
So that you don't have another problem again saying NBC said.
All right.
You should know how it operates.
Thank you, sir. That's a wonderful place to leave it. Please put your hands together for Dr. Okodua. Has been, coordinating well with MQuan and trying to see what he can do to help us as stakeholders. So let's give him another round of applause. Yeah. So I want to thank all of you, and Ijoma, we're sorry for taking much of your time. Thank you all. Please give my panelists a round of applause now. Come on.
I've not seen any of those pictures. The session pictures. No, I haven't seen any of the pictures. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Which one? Yeah, Chama Ode's one. Chama Ode's one. Are they here? Hello. Can we please get ready for our next session? So we'll be having one upstairs and another one downstairs. So I will call the one for upstairs. Please come up for our next session, which is on understanding YouTube content monetization and the future of VOD in Nigeria. I'm trying to just stop. I'm thinking to Mr. Pa. Can the following people just come up, please? Chama Ode of Envivo. A hand of applause, please. No, a hand, not a leg. Thabo Dabengwa of Real African. Thabo Dabengwa. He's not here. Okay, can we have Dennis Padnack? Gafford Williams of Do Media and Izu Osigwe for Forest Media. Can you please come forward? Who's the moderator? And then going on downstairs, we'll be reinventing Nigerian drama series. And the speakers are Femi Odugbemi, Nathan Michael, Patience Orere Ibihio, Anna Bello, and Greg Odutayo. Can you all please go downstairs for your session? Mr. Isi, you're the moderator, please. Yeah.
Just the two of them. Please, one not put the card there. She goes to that place. Okay. Yeah, sure. Mado, you are always, the diverse. Come on. Yeah. Emeka, just come out, please. No, come out. No, I don't. Just come out. I'm using my power as the moderator to call you out. I agree. Just come out first, please. Come out. Hello. Good evening, everybody. I think we should. Our plan will go on this through interactive discussion, right? Than just speaking. To get the best out of this, because we don't have time, and also it's quite a vast area. What do you guys think? Yeah, I was actually laughing when they were talking about what do you call it, about airtime. And you know why I was laughing? He knows. Mecca knows also. In Ghana, 2010, I raised the issue that formed Enquan. You don't have to pay a TV station to give them content. They should pay you. Remember Upper Williams? Today, this is 2018, right? And as of 2 years ago, people are paying platforms to place their channels on those platforms. Some have been wrecked. So they're paying like 5-6 million naira per month to the platforms that need your content to push for subscription. And you're paying them. I won several of them. Those that are close to me, they keep on paying. Why I'm still laughing is because if you go, like in the US now, there's something called cutting the cord. When you cut the cord means that you no longer subscribe to the conventional TV platforms. You're no longer on things like DSTV. You're not on Star Times. You are now on unconventional means of broadcast, where you pay cheaper and you get values, more value even than when you pay higher price. That's what you're going to now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm assuring you guys that very, very soon, you won't see the NBC man coming here to tell you what to do. Take it from me. Because the world is going digital full time, whether Nigeria likes it or not. In Kenya, it's already there in Kenya. Those that are selling content to companies like Citizen TV will attest to that. On Citizen, they are buying content on a heavy level, but now they've stopped. Because the small TV stations are now, the ones pulling the action there. And that's what DSO costs actually. They didn't explain DSO to those here. DSO allows you to create your own channel without having to have all those masts, the big buildings, the big stuff. No, you don't do it. In Rwanda, I remember like 3 years ago or so, I was invited to a TV station. I got to the building, I couldn't get the station, I couldn't get the place. I had to search. When I got there, trust me, what I saw was like from this place to this place. And they're broadcasting. Because what it means with your internet or your broadband, you just push your content to the platform owned by the government, and it now spread for you. You don't need the big mast. You don't need you can even be a one-man channel. If your channel want to be about cooking, you do your cooking channel. And you'll be surprised you're making more money than the conventional TV stations. Trust me, ask Lindy Keji, she will tell you. So I'm sure by the next 2 or 3 years' time, we don't need to beg NBC. Thank you very much for that. So please let me introduce my panel. From the far right is Emeka Osai. Actually, it's a notorious fact. We call him Chief Onotu. Emeka, please introduce yourself.
My name is Emeka Osai. I am a content maker, and then soon to be a channel owner. We're already doing our prelim tests already. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. Next to him is Madu Chikwendo.
Yes. My name is Madu Chikwendo. I know a lot of you, and a lot of you know me. I think for the purposes of this discussion, I've been involved in a lot of work in public policy and copyright protection, intellectual property protection. So I would approach the subject from that point of view. Thank you.
Okay, this person that is been a friend for the past 5 or 6 years. He likes Nigeria so much. In fact, every month he's actually a Frenchman, but every month he's in Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, I'm really very honored. It's a great honor to be here. Before coming, I checked my passport and flight tickets, and I saw that it was the 27 trips in Africa over the past few years. So definitely, I am spending most of my time on the continent, essentially in Nigeria and in some other countries in the region. At SomeView, we have developed a mobile video platform, I would say a content video platform, proposed in a white label to 2 types of partners. Either the content owners, and we are proud to serve Ebony Life TV in Nigeria and worldwide with the application on iOS and Android, and also the website. We are also working with a telecom operator like MTN in Côte d'Ivoire, where we not only bring the platform, but also we aggregate content. So we closely partners in one hand with the telecom industry and the other hand with the media industry. And I'm very pleased to be part of this panel to speak about the monetization, which is critical. And I would say that it is somehow missing in the business model I see for the content, is to be in the shoes of the operator, and the opposite is true. The operator are not really thinking about the content. So that's why sometimes there is a misunderstanding between these two industries. And taking care of this, I think that we can achieve great things in Nigeria and also moreover all over the continent. Thank you.
Okay, the last but not the least at all is Choma Ude of Afri.
My name is Choma Ude, and I run the Africa International Film Festival. I'm currently on this panel for another entity called Vivo Communications, and it was actually born out of wondering what happens to all the beautiful content that comes to the festival that never get monetized because they're shorts, and the features that actually begin to take a journey but get shot halfway through. So I'm in Vivo Communications.
Okay, thank you. I think there's need for us to define some of the terms that have to do with digital monetizing and digital broadcast. Dennis mentioned about white label. I'm not sure we caught on to what he said then, but to explain what he meant by white label means that you know about DSTV as a platform. With white label, they can take your contents, create a channel for you, put it on their platform as your channel, not as Stormview, which he runs. So it's an opportunity for those who have contents that want to have their own channels, but they don't have the capacity to air the channel. They can do it for them. That's what's called white labeling. Now, usually in Nigeria, we call all these video contents on online as VOD. Actually, it's a generic term, VOD, but they have some kind of categories that it's important for us to understand. VOD is the general name, generic name, which is called video on demand. But beyond VOD, you have what we call SVOD, which is a subscription video on demand, which is that one you pay maybe on a monthly basis for you to download the contents. Then we have AVOD, which is a bit free, like YouTube is an example of an AVOD. It runs free, but at the same time, you not earn income through the advert they place on the platform. Then you have TVOD. TVOD is a bit peculiar in the sense that you don't pay monthly. You pay per content you want to watch. And for me, we're trying to create something, kind of a platform for it in Africa, where we can maybe premiere films, new films on TVOD basis, where it's actually called TVOD or TVOD, where people pay money, maybe $1 to watch new films, instead of going to watch. If you're unable to watch from the cinema, you just go, they pay a $1 per movie and you watch. That's TVOD. So these are the things you hear when you hear of VOD. Then you also have what's called live streaming or streaming channel, whereby you watch the contents you watch are based on scheduled programming, the same way you have on DSTV. So you don't have to go and download. Once you go there, if it's going to be a particular content for a given time, that's what you watch at that particular time. We call it live streaming. Sorry, call it streaming. Live streaming means maybe, like I'm sure what you're doing now, people are watching outside this confined. Or maybe somebody's, let's say having a show, a fashion show, or having a musical show, and Wizkid is playing, and the world wants to see Wizkid at the same time. You live stream his performance across the world. That's what you call live streaming. Okay, thank you. Mr. Dennis, I think that we need to call on you now. Let us understand the challenges. If I want to have a channel or have my content online, what are the kind of problems I'm going to face for me to get it there, out there?
Yeah. In fact, is it okay? Maybe this one. Okay. Right. Yes. So, so, so the main challenge, in fact, is what do you want to distribute? In fact, if you have only one content, or maybe 3, 4, 5 content, or you have a movie, there is a strategy which has to be adapted to this situation. Because the reason why I say that, it's because sometimes I see and I meet with people having 2 or 3 movies and saying, I want to have a platform. I think that it is wrong, because anyway, after having distributed the 3, 4, 5 titles, it will be finished, people will not come again. So that's why it's important to think on the long term. What are you able to produce continuously to promote, to what kind of marketing you are able to do? Then, if you have a large catalog of content, then you can really think about having your own platform, especially if you have already put in place and developed your brand, your marketing of your brand, and you are well known. So I would say having your platform become just the continuum of what you have already built up. Now you can think also about having your linear channels, because I would say I make the difference between non-linear channel, non-linear content, which are the VOD, so we can call them VOD, TVOD, SVOD, AVOD, FVOD, but at the end it's a unitary content that you can watch. When I'm speaking about linear content, I mean that I speak about a live channel, so it's something which starts all day long, all week long, and you have to continuously put content. So this is also another story, because building channels means that you have to create a TV grid. You have to define what will be the essence of your channel. If you don't have, I would say, a clear positioning, so it could be news, it could be movies, it could be sports, but you need to have somehow a line that will make you unique. Then we can think about having your own channels and building it. Now, when it matters to the monetization of all those things, I met with a lot of people having the idea to develop their own platform, because they were doing content and they say, okay, I will develop my own platform. Unfortunately, most of them have collapsed, because if at the same time you have to think about creating content and developing a platform, then it becomes a nightmare, because you have the difficulty and the cost of the two sides. So that's why we at SomeView, we have decided not to do any content, but to partner with content owners and to put them at their disposal platforms. So this is what we think, because then we can have an economy of scale, because we can sell our platform to many different content owners, and the content owner can sell his content to many different platforms. Then it makes sense to have a solid business model. When we go to the monetization more in depth, more in details, then you have to think of, are you willing to create a paid service or a free service? If you want to do a paid service, in this case, you have to think of your price positioning and the price situations in your country. What I'm constantly repeating, that if at the same time on the market you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms that are asking few naira a month, you know already that all the people will not subscribe to all the platforms. So it means that you will see some winners and some losers. So that's why it's very important to see how you can step in the market with something which is unique, which makes people willing to subscribe to your platform. If you don't have this, there is a big risk of failure, especially because people somehow are adverse to pay. They prefer to watch for free. They used to go on YouTube, even though it's not for free. I will explain why. But for them, it looks to be free, so it's very difficult to make them paying. Now you have the other model, which is the free content. Free content. Either you are, I would say, a big institution having big pockets, then you can sell it without any advertisement, without anything. But most of the time, when you are selling content when you are distributing content for free, you need to think about advertisement. Then you have to know how your screens will be viewed, will content you will be viewed, and consequently you have to make sure that you have some measures. Because the first thing that the advertising company are asking is how many viewers do you have, how many viewed page you have, how many things you have. If you are not able to show them something, they will not pay for the advertisement onto your content. So then it will be a big trouble. Now going back to my previous point, which was the impression that the content is for free, it's not true, especially in Africa and in Nigeria in particular, because the data. I'm finishing. Because the data is very expensive, so it means that people seems to have access to something free, but after that they got a bill, or they have to they see that on their mobile package they have consumed all their data. So that's why I would say this is also an important point to consider in the global economy. So that's why my recommendation is to, as much as possible, to partner with the telecom operator to get some, I would say, discounted data package, or even to have free package for free bundle to propose the content and the data.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis. Yes, what he's trying to, actually, we all got him. To add to what he's saying, we have the potentials to get to where we want to get to on this platform, because it's not restricted. There's no NBC trying to restrict you. There's no obstacle, so to say. Once you get your figures and your products right, you're out there. People like Bless Negbe of Lekki Wives, she's making some good money online. A lot of them, even some people even video with phones, and they're making money. So what we're saying, try and get good content. And it's saying about exclusive content. The things you know you can do. You're surprised. There's this, just last week, they signed a lady on for $50 million. What does she do? She pumps pimple. People want to watch pimple popping. Yeah. Boiled pimple, yes, the same thing. I don't want to go that disgusting. I don't want to go that side. Boiled pimple, but she got signed for $50 million. But there are people who want to watch, prefer pimple to Black Panther. That's a fact. So if you're a good cook, you can provide a content on cooking, and it goes there. You make money. If you are good in maybe, in fact, different things, bicycle repair, all these guys are a vulcanizer. You can stay with him for a whole day, cover or video what he does, and that's content out there. So then the next thing, how do you not get adverts on this content? Can you get peculiar adverts? Can you get specific adverts from companies to this content? It mustn't be about YouTube, mind you. What people don't understand is YouTube is just one particular channel. There are tons of channels you can make money from. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, everybody think about YouTube as the only platform to make money. So you can still look for your product, go to a local manufacturing company. It could be petrol, it could be cosmetic company. Talk to them, and then advertise on your platform. So getting to that, let's talk to America. How can we get adverts? How do we get adverts for online content? With the experience as a producer.
Help him for a fee.
Anyway, I will go back to my experience from TV, and then probably land by telling you what I know about the shift from conventional TV to online. Traditional TV, what we have been discussing in the last session, that you do your content, you buy airtime, put it on, and then you go marketing. Unfortunately, we are getting to hear that it ought not to be our responsibility, that we're supposed to be commissioned, or our programs are supposed to be bought from us, and then the TV stations, source their adverts. So unfortunately, the marketing departments of TV stations is just there to chase the producers to pay airtime, or for those who are owing to pay. But one of the ways that we were able to reinvent, as it were, was to create a semblance of a period on TV that we could sell to corporate organizations to say, we want to make our program an experiential program, or for you to have your product experience on our program, while you gave us X amount of money, millions, to do that for you. And that, of course, was able to offset, a whole lot of our costs of production, with profit. Even before we went on TV, we already had that. And the beautiful thing about it is that because we were able to get that, and the company understood that having their product sampled on our content, it was like an every second commercial for them. So they were not even concerned about running competing brands as sport commercials. You understand? So my area of operation, is getting partnership from corporate organizations to have their product used and infused in our programs for experience purposes, as it were. And for them, it's an advantage that there's something they use to that when you're watching a program, when the adverts run, if it's an interesting program, is when people take the liberty, to go to the restroom, But if you have the product experience on the program, it means that for every time they're watching, they are seeing your advert run, as against taking off while the advert is running, and that's a very good model. But you see, what we're beginning to see now is that most of the advertisement is moving from the conventional TV to online platforms. The reasons why some of us are also beginning to put together, online platforms to also take advantage of that new development. So how do you get adverts? Do a very good, first of all, before you conceptualize your program, think of the interests of your target advertiser. I'm not talking about online. Not like the approach is different from what you would do if it were conventional TV, because that's exactly what I did. I thought about what products or what company, what advertiser would be interested in my kind of, content, my drama that cuts across different spectrum of the society. And I targeted a particular company, sold the idea from script level. They loved it, and they said, okay, go make it. We'll give you our products or whatever it is you need from us to do it. But we will not pay you until you are finished. If what you have as the end product conforms with our expectations, then we'll pay. Of course, it happened, they were impressed, and then for years, we ran with that. And then on the strength of the success of that, while we're running, we were able to get another corporate organization to partner with us on a second program. And I think that is probably one of the easiest ways, to run on TV. Everyone might not have the opportunity, but if you have it, it's the most convenient way to work on TV. So that's, in a nutshell, is one of the ways of getting adverts.
I'm going to speak to to the regards of adverts. He talked about adverts. In Nigeria, it is so difficult. It is almost impossible. Everything is about who you know and who you are. So, I feel bad for this industry. I really do. It's a very tough place to be, but you have to keep pushing. In putting together a TV show or a movie and having your adverts or your product placements in it, if you don't know the right person to meet, it's going to be a product in your movie and you're not going to get paid for it. So I would say that in the whole of this whole premise of filmmaking, the number one thing for me is always marketing. And marketing starts from saying hello to the next person. Marketing starts from attending different forums because you don't know who you're going to meet. Those people also go there to scout and listen to and feel who the real people are. You have to keep attending those things. In being there, in speaking to stuff, then people will begin to listen to you regardless of whether they know you or not. At least they've seen your strength, they've seen your performance, they've seen your ideas. That's what I have to say about that.
Thank you, Choma. What she's talking about the synergy. Before coming here yesterday, I didn't know some of the persons I got to meet in this place. But because I'm here, I'm meeting some people. That's about synergy. Get out there, push your contents out. You don't know who's going to be interested. And what Emeka is also in also makes sense to advert placement within your content. It's very important. You know, target, like I said, target somebody or a company. Because cosmetics will be paint. Do 5-6 minutes clip about the company using like a skate. You know, put the person. Yeah, at least you have you already have access to knocking on the door because you can show them, look, I've done this for you guys.